All right, let's go to the forecast. 82 degrees right now. Obviously, we saw air quality alerts in our area. Is that going to continue, Brad?
Yeah, we're going to have another one tomorrow, but not a code red. It'll be a code orange. Anytime we get a code orange or higher, there's an alert issued. And really, most people on the East Coast are dealing with this. But the heat and humidity is going to be a bigger story, I think, over the next couple of days. So we'll say not as smoky on Friday, but still hazy out there. We're going to see the heat really crank up this weekend, by far the hottest it's been so far. And scattered strong storms are possible as we go into the afternoon or evening hours, but they'll be pretty isolated. What I'm watching are clusters of storms that are developing again in the front range of the Rockies, the central and northern plains, and then into the Midwest. They're all moving around that big dome of high pressure. It's a heat dome over the mid-south, which is baking most of the country. There was the derecho today, which is a long-lived windstorm. Actually started 24 hours ago or longer up in Wyoming and the Nebraska border, and then marched across the Midwest and dove down into Kentucky before it dissipated this afternoon. Now, some of the leftover remnants of that, or the boundaries, are still out there. So tomorrow morning, I'm not going to be shocked if we wake up to a few isolated showers early on, but the sun should come out fairly quickly and things will heat up in the afternoon as we climb up into the low 90s. We call this setup the ring of fire, and what it means is when we have these heat domes around them, there is a ring of thunderstorms that develop because the atmosphere is a little bit more uncapped there. What I mean by that is the atmosphere is able to produce thunderstorms. Under the ridge, you can't get that to happen. You got to be on the edges. And so what happens, the steering currents, the storm track, is basically right around that high pressure. And then in the summertime, we see these ring of fire thunderstorms pop up quite often. And over the next couple of days, you'll see that ring of fire bringing scattered thunderstorms, mainly to our northwest, but they have a chance to track into the western Carolinas, not only tomorrow, but again on Saturday. The thing about this setup, these aren't going to be widespread initially. They look to be pretty isolated unless we can get one of these big clusters to form and then move down into the Carolinas. And that's a little more likely on Saturday than it is tomorrow. But even there's some uncertainty. What is very certain, it's going to be hot and humid. These are the feel-like readings as we go into tomorrow afternoon. It's going to feel like mid and upper 90s tomorrow afternoon. Saturday, we'll turn the thermostat up a little more. It's going to feel like it's in the upper 90s, maybe close to 100. And then Sunday, it's a day we want you to be weather aware because we could see heat advisories, at least for some counties, because these heat indices are going to be getting awfully close to 105, which is the threshold for heat advisories. And I do think we will see that on Sunday. Look at these temperatures. Air temperatures, low to mid 90s, but look at the feel-like readings. Again, because we haven't seen this much heat already this year, it's going to be the first time. So acclimation to this is just starting. Your body might struggle a little bit with this, and take it easy because there's a lot of outdoor activities this weekend going into the holiday on Tuesday. First time in a while, we're going to have an extended period above average high temperatures in the low to mid 90s. Only 5 days so far this year above 90. Up to this point last year, we had 22. So much cooler than last year, but you know it's going to get hot and humid around here eventually, and tomorrow will be the start of that. Low 90s, again, a pop-up thunderstorm possible, but for the most part, it should stay dry. Your Guy Roofing 7-day forecast. Sunday's a day. We'll watch that carefully for that heat indices to basically be in the 105 area. Monday, Tuesday, as we go into the holiday, we'll see a 50% chance of scattered storms. Again, just a typical summer type activity. Then it starts to cool off a little bit by next weekend with those temperatures closer to 90 degrees.
All right, thanks for the heads up.